gear. Me and Jeanette and Hubert have been partnered for, I don't know how long, 4 or 5 years or something like that. And what I'm here to teach you guys is how to day trade Apple, Amazon, Baba, Google, Facebook, Netflix, Tesla better. And what I always say is the proof is in the pudding. And I will show you guys something that I have on my end, which is 1,100 lines of coding, which I have used and built out for my own personal trading to trade these names better. So from my point of view and my philosophy, the only way to be more profitable in the future is to look at historical data of any idea or strategy that somebody comes up with and then start trading on that strategy. So I'm going to teach you guys today what the Ichimoku cloud is, how to use the Ichimoku cloud, what time frames you should be trading certain stocks on, and past performance is not indicative of future results. I know Jeanette always says that, like, I'm the only person that will ever come on here and show their P&L. So I will come in here, and I'm not going to lie, Friday was probably the best day ahead of the year. So I have one trading account only. As you can see here, I basically trade unusual option activity and the Ichimoku cloud to day trade, and this is my P&L. So I started this year, I think I had about $50,000 in this account. And my P&L before commissions is $63,997.67. So I've more than doubled my trading account, and this is one of the basically only things that I trade. I don't get into dive deep into forex. I don't really trade futures. I don't trade binaries. I literally only trade two things: unusual option activity and the Ichimoku cloud to day trade. And what I'm here to teach you guys is how to trade the Ichimoku cloud better in those 7 specific names and how I use historical data. So this is my account. I have one trading account. I don't own multiple accounts. It's the only thing I trade on. About 6 weeks ago, this was down about 52,000. So I made 120,000 in the last, like, basically 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks or something like that. So past performance is not indicative of future results. So this is a picture of me as a broke college kid. This was in 2000. Basically, I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself. I went to the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana, where I studied finance. I had a concentration because at the time you could not double major, or you could actually not even have a minor. So I started studying finance, and I started having interviews. And that's actually me, not the person on the right. Actually, it'd be a better story because it's me on the right, but that's not me on the right. On the left, you can kind of see that's Humpty over here. So I got to smoke some weed with Humpty, which is pretty cool. So when I was in college, basically, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was 21 years old. I had interviews to do investment banking, financial advisor, financial analyst, and trading. And then I'd go to these trading interviews, and trading is not gambling. If you guys are here and you think that trading is gambling, you should just leave. It's not gambling. It's probability, it's math, it's game theory. It's using ideas and strategies that have worked in the past, and then hopefully using them again in the future. And this is what I'm here to teach you guys today, the strategy that I've come up with that I can show you historical results and how well they've worked before, and I'll be just trading on them, okay? I'm at the point in my career where I have been trading every day for 15 years. I don't want to be a manual point-and-click trader. I want to find an idea and a strategy that has produced positive historical results, and then I want to trade on it. Okay, so here's a picture of me as a broke college student. I've had ups and downs. I've blown out my trading account probably 3 times, but I have made millions of dollars trading. I have my statements from Goldman Sachs somewhere that, in 2000 I made about $3.5 million trading in my trading career. But I'm here to teach you guys why you should be using the Ichimoku cloud, how to use it, how to install it on Thinkorswim, and then basically how to day trade better the stocks that you want to know how to trade, which are the ones that move a lot, which is everybody wants to trade Apple, Baba, Netflix, Tesla, and Google. Okay, so studied at the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana. This is a picture of me and Mark Cuban. I met him in Austin. He was on the phone in my building, and I said, hey, can I take a picture with you? And then I said, hey, I'm a big fan. You went to Indiana. I went to Illinois. I traded on the trading floor. I know when you sold Yahoo, you sold Broadcom to Yahoo. Basically, you put on a risk reversal to manage your downside risk against your stock position on. And this is actually a true story. So me and him shot it for about, talked for about 10 or 15 minutes. Really, really nice guy. And I was a floor trader at the Chicago Board Options Exchange for about 10 years before I started and left to educate and teach people how to trade hopefully better and more profitably. So now I trade and moderate, I would say anywhere in the world. I have a travel battle station is what I call it, which is basically a laptop with 2 monitors, a webcam for CNBC, and a microphone, and I could be anywhere. So I have been in San Diego, I've been in Austin, I've been in Dallas, I've been in New York, I've been in Chicago, I've been running the room from Boston, I've done it from Iceland, regular contributor on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, BNN Canada. And I was a floor trader for 10 years. So just a couple pictures about me, but it's not really about me. It's what I can do for you, what I can teach you today to hopefully become a more profitable trader. You guys are all here for one reason only. It's to make more money. I used to have a picture in my webinar slide deck of manatees. And I said, I'm not saving the manatees here. I'll save the manatees one day. But my goal in trading is just to make money. That is it, okay? My goal is just to make money, and I come up with ideas and strategies, and I look at the historical data, and then I just trade on them. We've come up with an unbelievable indicator. This is the pre-sale. It's on Thinkorswim, also on TradeStation and Ninja within a couple weeks. So how I found the cloud. This is actually a pretty funny story. I guess not really, but I blew out trading in 2006. So I started trading in 2000, let me get my math right, 2003, and every year I made more money than the year before. 2006 came, and I had a position in AMAG, and I lost about $500,000 trading AMAG, which is a pharmaceutical company. So I blew out my trading account in Chicago, and then I said I need to, basically take some time off work. So I went to Asia to clear my head, and I met with a bunch of traders out there, and they taught me the Ichimoku cloud. So the Ichimoku cloud has gotten much more popular in the last 6 years, but when I learned it, nobody knew about it. Now it's on every single platform, Thinkorswim, TradeStation, eSignal. Basically, you can install it anywhere for free. I'm going to show you guys how you can install it on Thinkorswim for free today. So basically, simple and easy. Then I started to trade on it, and then I started losing money on it. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why am I losing money on the cloud? Because I know it is profitable. Then I started tweaking 6 years later. So it's taken me 6 years. It's taken me 12 years since I learned about the cloud. It's taken me 6 years since I started trading with the cloud to basically tweak my strategy and look at historical data. So upon returning, I spent the next 6 years, or maybe 12 years since I learned about it, learning in depth about the cloud and how to best apply my trading plan and options trade. I've read almost every piece of literature on the Ichimoku cloud. I've taken Hubert's course, I've done my own course, and this is how I've applied it today. So what is the cloud? Okay, the cloud is a technical analysis method that uses past, present, and future to help traders identify at a single glance if a security is bullish, bearish, or neutral. Okay, so it looks like to see if a security is a bullish, bearish, or neutral. Ichimoku Kinken Hoi actually translates in from Japanese to English, one glance equilibrium bar chart. When all these 6 components are combined together, you will construct the cloud. So let's just bring it up here. And I was looking at something earlier. So this is PM, Philip Morris, on the 30-minute bar. Okay, so let's remove everything. Okay, so this is PM. And I don't look at pre-market sessions. So PM here on the 30-minute bar. What I'll do is I'll hit this little beaker here to install the Ichimoku cloud. I'll show you how you use the widths as well. So I just hit that little beaker. And then I go to the left. I put in Ichimoku. Double click. Okay, so there's Ichimoku. I hit apply and then hit OK. So here's the Ichimoku cloud. Okay. So then I double click and then I go into the time periods. So pink 5. 5 green. And these are just what colors I like. You guys can set up these colors however you want. 5 pink. 5 green, and then 5 blue. Okay? So here is the Ichimoku cloud. Each of these components summarize something. And I'm going to teach you guys what they are today. You do not need to memorize any of these equations. I wanted to know everything about the cloud, so I have memorized these equations. So the first thing is the pink line, or the red line here. Okay, so this red line here, the mathematical equation for that red line, that is very similar. It's called the Tankin sign, but it's very similar to the short-term trend. Okay, so what this is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 9 periods divided by 2. Okay, so it's called the Tankin sign. You don't have to know the name. You don't have to know anything. All you have to know is it's very similar to the short-term trend. Okay, it's similar to a 10-period moving average. So highest high plus the lowest low over the last 9 periods. Why 9 periods? That's 1.5 week of data. Ichimoku Kinken Hoi is all based on Ichimoku Cloud, which is Japanese, and it's used to have 6 trading days in a week and then 22 trading days in a month. People have 26 trading days in a month. People used to try to retweak it, but just use the default setting. So that is your short-term trend. Then you have your LTT, which is your long-term trend. Okay, long-term trend is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 26 periods divided by 2. Okay, so highest high plus the lowest low over the last 26 periods divided by 2. That is your longer term trend. Those are 2 components of the cloud. That is known as the Cajun sign. Okay, so the highest high plus the lowest low over 9 periods and then 26. Then we have the blue line. This blue line is just today's price plotted 26 periods ago. Whoop! Okay. Then we have the cloud. The cloud is constructed of 2 key components. It is the STT plus the LTT plotted 26 periods in the future. So STT plus LTT plotted in the future. Okay. 26 periods. Then the other part of the cloud is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 52 periods plotted in the future, 26. So there's a couple main reasons why I look at this chart. I like Ichimoku Kinken Hoi so much better than anything else. One reason I like it is it gives me past, present, and future at any single glance. So as we can see here, we have the present right here. We have the past, and then we have the future. So if I had to look at this and I had to rank this chart, okay, I would go through these step processes, and you could write this down if you want, okay? The first thing I would look at, is it above or below the cloud, okay? And that's below, so that's a negative. Is it above or below the STT, which is the short-term trend? It is actually at it, so that'd be a flat, okay? Is it above or below the LTT, longer-term trend? It's above it, okay? Then I would say, how does it trade versus 26 periods ago? So is it above or below 26 periods ago? Okay, and it's above it, so that's bullish. Okay. Then I would say, how does the future cloud look? Is it pointed up? Is it pointed down? Or is it neutral? I would say it's neutral. Okay, right here. So these are how I look at it. So the future cloud, and I can look at this on any chart whatsoever. How does it look here? Okay, so the future cloud is neutral as well. So I would say it's slightly bullish to neutral. So on this chart, if I had to choose, would I be long or short? I would rather be short. But we're going to teach you a new way and new philosophy today for trading the Ichimoku cloud based on historical data that is proven over time to be a profitable strategy. So I say I look at this chart and I'm like, hey, you know, I'd rather be short than long. But it's pretty neutral either way. So I don't really need to take anything on this chart. What I'm going to teach you guys today is the best way, in my opinion, to day trade stocks better. Okay? The best way possible, and this is all based on historical data. Okay? So now I've showed you what the cloud does, how to install it, all the components of the cloud. Let's dig in a little bit deeper. So let me remove Thinkorswim. Thank you, Thinkorswim. Okay. So we've talked about what the cloud is. We've talked about the components of the cloud. We have the Tankin sign. We have the Cajun sign. We have spawn A. We have spawn B. And then we have Chemo. We have Chemo, and then we have Kenku. All those components, it's like saying that basically a picture is worth 1,000 words. The Ichimoku cloud is worth 1,000 words. Okay? So you break down every single one of these pieces. As I look to trade in the future, in my new way of trading, I look at trending products. I want to take breakouts of the cloud to the upside or downside. Okay? I don't want to take stuff that has a 50% chance of winning. I want to look at stuff that has made money before in the past and then trade it again. So the cloud, in my opinion, is the best thing possible to trade. Okay? We talked about the components, and let's go on a little bit more deep here. Okay? So here's a chart of the S&P 500 futures, and this was taken from yesterday. I don't like to show examples from like last week, or not even last week. I don't like to show examples of last week. I like to show examples of stuff that has happened, you know, today, yesterday. We're going to show you, you know, examples that have happened before. So this is the S&P 500 futures, okay, on the daily chart. If you're swing trading, you look to trade on the daily chart. That is the best time frame to swing trade, the daily chart, okay? If you're day trading, which is what we're going to focus on today, that is going to be different time frames for different stocks. I have a list of 22 different stocks that trade best on the, we should be good on the monitor. 22 stocks that trade best on the 30-minute bar, and we're going to explore those as well. So this is the S&P on the daily chart, and we see, okay, how do we go through the step-by-step process? Number one, it's above the cloud. Number two, it's below the short-term trend. Number three, it's above the long-term trend. Number four, it's trading above where it's trading 26 periods ago. And then number five, the cloud is pointed up. So if I had to rank this on the Ichimoku cloud, I would say it's about a 6.5 bullish. Okay? I don't want 6.5 bullish. I want the best possible trade setups out there, period. And I'm going to show you guys how I get these when I'm day trading. Okay? So the components of the cloud. We'll go over the mathematical equation one more time for you guys. Tankin sign. I don't even like to use the Japanese words. I like to call this my short-term trend. It's just easier. Okay? Tankin sign, highest high, plus the lowest low, over the last 9 periods divided by 2. Cajun sign, this is your longer-term trend. Okay? This is similar, it's way better than a 10-period moving average. Okay? This is very similar to a 30-period moving average. So Tankin sign is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 9 periods divided by 2. Why highest high? That's where sellers come into the market. Why lowest low? That's where buyers come into the market. Okay? So highest high plus lowest low over the last 26 periods divided by 2. Then we have spawn A. Spawn A is the Tankin sign plus the Cajun sign. Okay, so these two divided by 2, plotted in the future. So spawn A and spawn B are future. So the first one we have present. And this is why I like to use the Ichimoku cloud. A lot of reasons I like to use the Ichimoku cloud. One of these reasons, it shows me past, present, and future within a second. Okay? Shows me past, present, and future within a single second. Number 2, it is 100% free. Who does not like 100% free? I showed you guys how you could install it for free. Then we have Chemo. Chemo is the cloud. The thicker the cloud, the better the signals, the less signals. Okay? So the thicker the cloud, the better the signal, but the less signals you're going to get. The thinner the cloud, the worse the signal is, but the more signals you're going to get. So you got to kind of decide which you want. Okay? Then we have Kenku, which is the past. How does today's price action compare to 26 periods ago? And all these components come together for the cloud. I'm going to go over the breakouts of the cloud. Colors are all whatever you want. I mean, I use certain colors because I'm used to looking at them, but you can use whatever you want for colors. So you can see here, we have past, we have present, and then we have future. On one chart, it's so easy to predict. And then I am personally looking for break of the clouds. Okay, and we're going to go over the new strategy. You guys have tried everything before to day trade stocks. Well, I'm going to show you guys in my 1,100 lines of coding how this year, if you took 100 shares of Apple this year on every single trade, you'd be up about $10,000 using the Ichimoku cloud in historical data. Cool? So let's go back over here. Okay. So we'll skip these because we kind of went over all these. Okay. See how many slides we have? 31. Okay. So the cloud is my favorite indicator because it is forward-looking, unlike moving averages. Okay. Moving averages are very stagnant. What does that mean? How do you determine the width of the cloud? I mean, you just look at the size of it. The thicker the cloud, the better the signal. So we see here, okay, let's say, for example, Apple's $185. If every single day Apple opened at $185, it went up to $190. Okay, so let's say the high of the day was $190 every single day for a month. And let's say the low of the day was $185. Okay, so every day for 1 month, Apple would open, it'd rally to $190, and then it'd go back to $185, and it would close at $185. You say to yourself, would you rather be long or short Apple? You'd rather be long it because you know every single day it gets up to $190. So you could come in the day, you could buy Apple, and then you could sell it on the high. Okay, if it did that for a month. But using a moving average, it's just going to give you the closing price. So one of the problems about using moving averages is it only looks at the closing price. It does not take in consideration highs and lows. What does take in consideration highs and lows is the Ichimoku cloud. Okay, so moving averages are very, very skewed numbers and they're not accurate. Fibonacci levels, the thing about Ichimoku that's really cool is they have built-in Ichimoku. Okay, built-in Ichimoku. Okay, then we have the cloud is better than simpler moving exponential averages. This gives us clear levels of support and resistance. There are so many different ways to use the cloud. The best, in my opinion, which I'm not a registered investment advisor, is the breakout of the cloud on a certain time frame, which is what I'm here to teach you guys today. Breakout of the cloud on certain time frames. The cloud can be used for any product possible. You could use the cloud to trade futures. You can use the cloud to trade forex. But the one main we're going to teach you guys today and focuses how to trade Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Baba, even better. Okay, looking at historical data. I always say that I want to become an AK robot. Okay, I don't want to manually trade. I think manually trading is dead. I want to come up with an idea and a strategy, which I've come up with. I want to look at the historical data. Has this strategy worked before in the past? Then I just want to trade on it. Simple and easy. Okay. 1, 2, 3-step process. So what are the time frames that you can be using the cloud on? Stocks, if you're swing trading stocks, you want to use the daily chart. Okay? If you're swing trading stocks, you want to use the daily chart. Okay? So the daily chart. If I'm day trading, we're going to show you the time frames you're going to want to use. Currencies, 4-hour bar. Oil, you can trade it on the 15-minute bar. Treasury futures, a 12-minute bar. It's not really important, okay? So I always say the proof is in the pudding, okay? Come up with an idea and strategy, look at the historical data, and say, does it work? If it works, then trade on it, okay? The problem why most traders lose money, 90% of all traders lose money. And the reason that most traders lose money is they think too much. They have an idea and a strategy and they're thinking too much, okay? So let's look at the proof is in the pudding. In my opinion, the only way to make money is to look at historical data. Look at historical data, then you trade on it. You start small. There's nothing wrong with starting in a simulated account. Then you build your account up. Okay? When I was trading on the trading floor, I was nervous all the time of losing money. Okay? Trading, as we said earlier in this presentation, is not gambling. It is game theory. It's probability and it's math. I would literally almost bet on anything as long as I thought probability and math was in my favor and in my corner. So why wouldn't I use historical data to trade? I was trying to explain this to a girl that I was out with, and I said, hey, the Yankees are on. Would you bet the Yankees are going to win or lose the game today? And she's like, I have no idea. I'm like, well, the Yankees are one of the best teams in baseball. So if I had to predict if the Yankees were going to win the game, I would bet they're going to win. Why? Because they're a winning team. So use a winning strategy. And here is what I'm here to teach you guys today. A proven winning strategy this year. And I'll show you guys it on my platform. So for the first time in history, I've been able to look at historical data to see what stocks trade best on the chart for day trading. I have a list of 22 different stocks. I'm going to share with you a Thinkorswim watch list that are the best trades based on the 30-minute cloud breakout, okay? 30-minute cloud breakout to day trade. So not only do you get the Apple, Amazon, Baba, I have a list of 22 different stocks. That's them right there. Can't show you the whole list. It's taken me weekends and weekends of historical data testing to figure out the best stocks, both long and short. So if you guys like to day trade stocks, day trade options, this is perfect for you. If you're a forex trader or if you trade Nadex, this is not perfect for you. This is specifically for stocks and options to day trade, both long and short. So here's an example, and this is in Costco. Okay, this is what the platform looks like, and I'll show you it right here. Is I paid some guy, and I can't even tell you how much I paid him, to write lines of back tested of all this coding. So let me show you what the coding looks like. So this is in Ninja, and if I go to it here, and I go to indicators, so basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to come up with I wanted to be able to put in a symbol and see if it's profitable over time using the Ichimoku cloud in day trade. So I went to Florida. I had somebody write lines of coding. Okay, so here is, this isn't actually even it. Indicators, I don't think this is it. I think it's about 1,100 lines of coding. Maybe it is that. Let's just say this is it. But I think it's 1,300 lines of coding total, because I just brought it up like 10 minutes ago. But anyways, I went to Florida and I paid some guy to write lines of code for me. and it's 1,100 lines of coding. So I have the ability to look at historical data and decide if something is what I want to trade on. So let's see what it spits out here. Okay, this is one of the stocks you should be trading Ichimoku Cloud on. Okay, so this is on Ninja. This is the historical data tester. Okay, and if this is built correctly, this shows me this year. So from January 1st to June 22nd, which is just 2 days ago, in Costco. Okay, so Costco is one of the names that you should be trading on the 30-minute bar. And we're going to give you a list of all the names you should trade. In Costco, and you want to close it at the end of the day. If I took 400 shares of stock, okay, that's it, 400 shares of stock, I set up a 1-to-1 reward to a setup, and I traded it on the 30-minute bar. Okay, so I've shown you guys using the Ichimoku Cloud all the different definitions. Well, we're putting it all together. Okay, and when we put it all together, then we're looking for breakout of the cloud on the 30-minute bar in Costco. Using this strategy and philosophy, if you took every signal this year, so 400 shares, there was 42 trades this year. It's been about 128 days. So in Costco, you get a signal about every 3 days. The win rate is 64%. You'd be up $5,000 this year on 400 shares. So we'll show you what the indicator looks like. It is built on Thinkorswim currently, and we're building it out on TradeStation and Ninja. This is just one of the stocks. Okay, so in Costco, you're looking for a 30-minute cloud breakout. 30-minute cloud breakout to the upside or downside. If you take every signal, no pre-market, just during the trading day when we're all at our computer, okay, if you took every signal, you would be up $5,164.32 on 42 signals this year. So about a trade every 3 days. Okay. Then let's look at another one. This is ALGN. Very similar situation. ALGN, only 26 signals this year. Win rate, 70%. Once again, the same time period. 30-minute bar, you're going to close it at the end of the day. So you just sit there and you wait for the signal, which is, I'll show you what it looks like, on Thinkorswim to spit out. It will spit out your long. It will spit out your stop loss. And it'll spit out your target. So this is built out for you guys. This is the first time we've ever offered it. So here's PM, right? If I go in here and then I just pull up the break, and I hit apply OK. And it's all customizable too. So here's PM. This is a signal from 2 days ago. Okay. Buy PM. So we'll tell you to buy PM right here. 8106. 30-minute cloud breakout to the upside. It will give you your buy signal. It will then mathematically calculate a stop loss, which is going to be under the cloud. These are going to be 1-to-1 setups, and then it'll hit your target. Okay. This is a trade that I took, and I made about $700 of profit on a 10 lot. I took weekly options. And it's that simple and it's that easy, guys. Historically, all the signals that will pop up on your chart have made money. It doesn't mean they're going to make money in the future, but this is the simple as a setup can get. It'll tell you to buy, it'll tell you your stop loss, and it'll tell you your target. All the targets are based on your stop loss. So basically, you're buying the breakout of the cloud, okay? And you can customize all these, which is really cool. So let's say I want to go in here and I want to customize my color setting. My entry, let's make it white. I don't know. Let's make it, instead of dotted, let's make it whole. Let's make it 5. So look at that. So that's even cooler, right? I think you can change the size. Can you change the size of the bubble? Let me see. No, you can't. But then you can have this as well. So it's really easy. It's just plotted on your chart, guys. Okay? There's your target, and here's your stop loss. And it's plotted out. Can you do auto trade? That's something you'd have to call a broker about. I'm not 100% sure, but that's something you'd have to call a broker about. Okay. You'd have to call the broker about that. Okay. So this was in ALGN on the 30-minute bar. Okay. If you took every signal on the cloud break on the 30, closed it by the end of the day. So day traded ALGN, you'd have 26 signals, 69% win rate, and you'd be up $5,000 today. Okay. There are 8,700 publicly trading companies. We're going to give you the list of the 22 that trade the best on the 30-minute bar that also have weekly options. I know a lot of you guys like to take weekly options, so we're going to give you the signals that are weekly options. Okay? Weekly options. Well, every signal is going to be different, right? Some of them might have a stop loss of $1.50. Some might have a stop loss of $3.50. It just depends the size of the cloud. That's something that is already built in here. Okay. This is going to be an IBM. So an IBM, the very similar strategy. Okay. 30-minute cloud breakout. Okay. 400 shares of stock, and you can adjust that however you want, and then it'll just spit out your profit and loss. This had a 70% win rate. Okay. 34 trades, 70% win rate in IBM. And this is just for this year. We've looked at just historical data for this year, from January to June. Like I've said, we've taken a lot of the guesswork and the math out of trading this. Okay? You don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay? So when you go in here, and we can go in here, and I can show you, you know, I've shown you a lot of the profitable trades. I can show you a lot of them that haven't been so good. So if we go into the trade strategy analyzer, and I was looking at Apple, I said, hey, what about if I took Apple on the 15-minute bar? Okay. So I just go into my analyzer, and I've taken all the legwork out for you guys. You don't have to do any of this. Okay. We're going to give you the best stocks. We're going to give you the best time frames. Okay. So watch Apple. On a 15-minute bar, okay, on a 15-minute bar, if you took every signal on the 15-minute bar, you would be down $7,000. So why would I trade Apple on the 15-minute bar? I shouldn't. And this is what I'm here to teach you guys, the best time frames. I know what Apple trades best on because I've spent hours and hours doing this historical data research. It works best on a 10-minute bar. So watch this, guys. So we see if I took the 15-minute bar and I took every trade this year, I'd be down $7,000. Well, if I tweak it to a 10-minute bar, we see here, and also in Apple, I would only take longs. Why take the shorts at all? There's a losing strategy. Okay, we all know that Apple, for the most part, gets bought up. So I'd be trading Apple on the 10-minute bar, and we'll send you all the time frames. You want the time frames. You get the indicator, which shows you all the buys, all the stop losses, and all the targets, plus all the time frames that I've taken all the legwork out of that. So that is Apple. When we go into Tesla, let's start with the 10-minute bar. Is that a profitable strategy? Okay. I only want to be trading profitable strategy. Apple on the 5 is not profitable. Here's Tesla, guys. And I already know the answer because I've already looked at this before. If I took 400 shares of Tesla, I would have 140 signals, so almost a signal a day. I would get rid of all the shorts because the shorts don't make money, right? Okay. So I'd only take this as a 57% win rate, and I'd be up $4,200. So you want a better way to learn how to trade these big names. I'm giving it to you right here today. Breakouts of the cloud, but you have to use the right time frames, okay? If you guys like Ichimoku, you're probably using the wrong time frames. And we're going to give you the proper time frames. You know, if I move Tesla to the 12-minute bar, it's a losing strategy, okay? So you have to line up the proper time frames with individual stocks, okay? So here's Apple in the 10-minute bar. If I took 400 shares of Apple this year, okay, only long, I would have a 67% win rate, okay, and I'd be up almost $10,000, guys. How does that sound? 79 signals will signal every other day, and a 67% win rate. Why wouldn't I trade it over and over and over again? Okay? So you say, AK, show me some real money. Show me a trade that you've taken this week that has been a profitable trade. Here is PM, okay? And in this example, I decided to buy weekly options. Well, it's based on 400 shares of stock. You can't build into the back end weekly options, but the weekly options are going to give you better reward, also risk too. Okay, so this is PM here. Basically, you just sit here and you wait for these signals. So in PM, here's your long. It spits it out on the chart. So 30-minute bar, normal sessions only. This was a signal from yesterday, guys. Okay. Buy PM 8106. Spits out a stop loss for you. So there's your stop loss. And then here's your target. It's that simple and it's that easy. It's on your chart. Okay. And every one of these signals historically has been profitable this year. It does not mean it's going to make money in the future. I am not a registered investment advisor, cannot give recommendations or advice. I just look at, the historical data, and I want to trade off historical data. You want a better way, a new way, okay? This is the way. Next one. This is something I took in PM, and you can see here in PM, I made $710, okay? Not bad. That's one trade this week. $710 on a 10 lot of options. Sit there, wait for the signal, take the signal, take off the signal. That's it, okay? And with the best time frames for the 7 main stocks, which are the main ones, we're going to give you a list of 22 stocks that trade really well on the 30-minute bar and weekly options. So out of 8,700 stocks, we're taking a lot of the work out of for you guys. You have to stop thinking so much. All I want to do is come up with historical data and trade on it. Okay? And this indicator makes it so easy. Literally spits out a signal, spits out a stop loss, and spits out targets. This is for someone who day trades stock or options.
Every single week of the best time frames to take.
This is not for someone, sorry.
This is the app on the 10-minute bar.
Oh.
This is historical data.
So this is not for somebody who likes to trade forex. Okay, it's just not. This is for someone who likes to day trade stocks and options. This is a better way of trading, a better mousetrap, as they say. Here's another stock. This is Autodesk. This is one of our names. Okay, and we see here an Autodesk. This is on the 30-minute bar again. And this is not something, guys, that we've been looking at. I've gone through all 87. I started basically with 8,700 stocks. So there are 8,700 stocks. Okay, so I started with 8,700. Okay, then I said, let's do ones with options only now. Took me down about 4,199. Out of that 4,199, I think 365 then had weekly options. Then out of the 365, there were 22 stocks that traded really, really well on that 30-minute bar breakout, okay, that had weekly options. And we're going to give you that complete list with a watch list on Thinkorswim that shows how far it is from the cloud. So this is actually really cool, and I can't show you too much. So on the right, Seals tell you how far from the cloud it is. So you can kind of watch it this way. So here's Autodesk. So it not only works on the long side, but it works on the short side too. So ADSK, short at 138.44. All 20 stocks will pop out and it'll tell you how far from the cloud it is, yes. But when I go through it, literally every 30 minutes, I go through the setups and it takes about 2 minutes to go through all 22 setups. You just pull it up in your chart, it's so easy. And it will spit out this signal. So you have to take through the guesswork out even more. So here, Autodesk, and this was from 2 days ago. ADSK, it spits out a short. Okay. Historically, if you had taken that short, you would have been profitable. So short ADSK at 138.44 tells you proprietary based stop loss. Okay. So it tells you your stop loss here. So 138.44 is your short. Stop loss is 140, so it's about $1.50. If you did 400 shares, you know, basically you would have made 400 shares, you would have made about $600 in this one trade in Autodesk. It's that simple and it's that easy, guys. Okay. So summary. What is the max time frame the indicators work best on? We're going to give you all those. So every single week, you're going to get a list of the 7 main stocks and the best time frame they work on. I'll tell you right now, Apple works best on the 10-minute bar. I'm going to be showing you that. Tesla works best, 10-minute bar long only. So the rest of the weekend, I'm going to go into my strategy analyzer and I'm going to do all the back end for you guys. So every single week, you'll get an email Monday morning that will say the best time frames. And usually the time frames don't change. Like Apple's been the best on a 10-minute bar for a very, very long time. Okay. So summary. The Ichimoku cloud is a technical analysis method that uses forward-looking moving averages to help traders identify at a single glance if security is bullish or bearish. Okay. We kind of went over that for you guys. If the security is bullish or bearish. The cloud is made of 6 key components. Okay. They have a Tenkan sign, which is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 9 periods divided by 2. Then we have the Cajun sign, which is the highest high plus the lowest low over the last 26 periods divided by 2. Then we have the Chemo is known as a cloud. We have Kenku, which is today's price plotted 26 periods ago. Then we have the cloud in the future, Tenkan sign plus the Cajun sign, and none of this is important, guys. If you just want the easiest and simple setups, just look for those cloud breakouts on the time frames that we've talked about, okay? Don't try to do something that doesn't work historically, okay? If you're beating yourself up right now because you've been trading cloud breakouts in Apple on the 30-minute bar, well, I can tell you within a second if it works. I'm going to tell you guys the best time frame. And for Apple, it's 10. For Tesla, it's 10. So here we go. So let's say you're trading Apple on the 30-minute bar. You're like, but AK, the cloud works so well. I'm trading and I'm losing money. Because 90% of you guys are going to lose money. Because you're trading the wrong time frames. Here's Apple on the 30-minute bar. You'd be down $3,500 this year. If you use the time frames that I'm going to send you guys, okay, you're going to be using Apple on the 10-minute bar, okay? And that's what works best in long only. And this is from market open to market close. This is no pre-market at all, okay? If you took 400 shares on every signal this year, you'd be up almost $10,000 and a 67% win rate. Do you know how good a 67% win rate is? That's like almost impossible to find. Most stuff that I've looked at is 50-50. Maybe you'll get up to 54%. Okay. The cloud works best in a trending market. The cloud will not always produce good signals. This is not a holy grail system, guys. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single trade is going to work. Even on a 67% win rate, you're going to have a 33% lose rate. So not every signal is going to work. There are going to be losing trades. You could get a drawdown. Maybe for a month there's really bad signals. Okay. Using historical data is not 100%, but it puts math and probability in your favor. The proof is in the pudding, as I say. If you're not trading with historical data, you're trading completely, utterly blind. Okay. So if you're just randomly making up, okay, there's 1,100 lines of code that my programmer wrote so I could build this indicator for you guys. If you guys are just trading Apple randomly on the 30-minute bar, why? You have no idea if it works, okay? It's like saying, hey, I'm going to bet on the World Cup. I have no idea if the team is good or not, right? Why would you do that? Wouldn't you want to just bet on the favorites, which is France, Brazil, Argentina? So Put probability and math in your favor if you like to day trade options stock. Okay. Oh, we just did this. Okay, here's a couple testimonials that we'll talk about. These are straight, they're all quotes, but it means someone actually said them. Jan said, thanks, AK, for the course. It's fabulous, and I love it. I can see money floating into my account. Okay, I took one trade last week in PM. I made $710 in about 30 minutes. Paul said, the only thing I can say is try it for yourself, and you'll see the results will speak for themselves. You do not have to take my word or anybody else's. You will see for yourself. Mike said, I had the right ideas, but I was not executing properly. I was using technical analysis, but not using Ichimoku Cloud. It has now greatly improved my trading and had my best month ever. Okay, so what we got are offering you guys today. Well, I think that's okay. Here is the link, guys. It's optionsonthefloor.com/day. And I know we have limited amounts of spots. I don't know how many. Jeanette always surprises me every day. So it's optionsonthefloor.com/day. This is everything you're going to get. This is AlphaShark's Ichimoku Cloud Target Tracker. So if you like the presentation today, you like looking at all the historical data, to know what stocks can make you money, to know what time frames make you money, what we're offering you guys today is the Ichimoku Cloud Target Tracker. It is currently available on Thinkorswim. It will be built out on Ninja and TradeStation by July 15th. So when you purchase it today, you'll get Thinkorswim. You can start trading it on Monday if you wanted to, with the watch list. The watch list will be included of the 22 stocks. So you'll get it available on Thinkorswim. You'll also get it available on TradeStation and Ninja. It needs to be built out, but we'll say by July 15th. This is a one-time fee. Ninja 7 or 8, I don't know. I think it's whatever is the most updated one, is what my guy would build it on. It's a one-time fee, and you get full ownership of the indicator, okay? So, you know, we could charge $99 a month, and then in a year you'd be paying $1,200. This is a one-time fee. You'll never be charged ever again. Here's the link. It's optionsonthefloor.com/day. Optionsonthefloor.com/day. And we are probably going to sell out. We have limited amounts of spots, guys. Bonuses we're throwing in for you guys attending this great feast of traders. Bonus number 1, you'll get a weekly list of the best time frames for all the FANG names. They don't change a lot over time, but Apple, 10-minute bar, long only. Tesla, 10-minute bar, long only. Bonus number 2, you'll get the indicator on Thinkorswim, TradeStation, and Ninja. Bonus number 3, you'll get my personal watch list. It's actually 22 stocks. You'll get a watch list that we've created for you guys. Okay. Sorry, I just want to switch that. With all the best stocks on the 30-minute bar. So I went from 8,700 stocks. Spun that out to stocks with options. We got down to 4,200. That 4,200, then I moved it to weekly options. Got 365. I looked at historical data of all 365 stocks. You're going to get a personal watch list of the 22 stocks that work best. Okay? Today, and today only, it's a $299. And we see here it's it's about $1,700 value. We're offering it to you guys for only $299. Make sure you guys sign up. And I see my inbox is blowing up. I see John is in. I see William is in. I see Luke is in. I see Jennifer is in. I see Stephanie is in. No, that watch list is always going to stay the same. 22 different stocks, guys. I've already shown you examples of some of them today. I'll show you one right now. Autodesk. Autodesk, guys, is one of the stocks. So if you're taking every trade this year in Autodesk, and let me just change my time frame to the 30-minute bar. We're moving to the 30-minute bar because Apple obviously is going to move faster than an Autodesk or an IBM. So you got to tweak them accordingly, okay? So Autodesk on the 30-minute bar, and I hit run, it should be about $5,000 this year. There it goes, $6,000 this year. in Autodesk. If you took every trade in Autodesk, long and short, 65% win rate. So you're going to get a list of all of 22 of these. So make sure you guys sign up. This is the first time we've ever offered this before. So you guys are the first audience that we've ever offered this indicator to. We've never offered it before with the historical data. And I always say the proof is in the pudding. Okay, I can show you my trading account. I make money trading. I think I've made money 12 or 13 of the last 15 years. And this is one of the two ways I make money, guys. Trading the Ichimoku cloud, but on the right proper time frames. In Apple, Amazon, Baba, okay? Plus trading these 22 bonus names, okay? So let me repeat this again, what you guys get as my inbox continues to blow up. A lot of people taking advantage of this indicator. So this is AlphaShark's Ichimoku Cloud Target Tracker. It is available on Thinkorswim immediately. This is almost like the pre-sale. So it's available on Thinkorswim. Once it becomes available on TradeStation and Ninja, which will probably be about July 15th, we are going to throw it in for free. Okay? You'll get full access. It's a one-time fee plus a list of these bonus names. Okay? It's a $1,700 value, guys, for this indicator. And look at how easy this indicator is, guys. And we showed you it before. Let's go right here. So here's PM from the other day. Okay? Look, and on Friday, there was no signal. Actually, for 2 days, there was no signal. There's no signal on Thursday or Friday. So you bring up PM, there's no signal. That's okay. I just want the best trades possible. Here's one trade this week, one winner. Buy PM, here's your stop loss, and here's your target. That was a huge, massive winner for me. I showed you guys I made $710. Autodesk, okay, 30-minute bar. And then once you have the indicator, guys, it will just put out the signal on your chart, okay? Here we see here, on Friday, no signal. But on Thursday, it gave you that short on the chart. Short it, 138.44. We've taken all the guesswork out of this, guys, by giving you proprietary-based stop losses and giving you your targets, okay? You don't have to do much thinking. Here's another Autodesk. Wow, and this one's to the long side, guys. So look at this one. This was from, so we had a short on Thursday. This was from Monday. Buy Autodesk. So 30-minute cloud breakout to the upside, okay? Gives you a long. So this week in Autodesk, 100% winners, okay? Buy Autodesk 138.45. Here's your stop loss, okay? So that one would have been about a $2.50 stop loss. Well, it got you your profit target. So just in Autodesk this week, let's say you took 400 shares. This trade would have been good for $1,000. Okay, one-to-one rewarder is set up. We saw Autodesk was what, about 67% win rate. If you took 400 shares and you risked 1,000, you would have made 1,000 that one. Let's say you took 400 shares in this one. This would have made 600. So just in Autodesk alone, using this indicator, you would have made $1,600 this week. Okay, so make sure you guys sign up. It's optionsonthefloor.com/day. This is good for someone who's looking for a different, new way to trade. This is not a holy grail system. There are going to be losses, but it works great if you're looking to day trade stock, day trade options. This is the best thing that I found, and I use it every single day. Plus, you're going to get that the watch list of 22 different stocks. Okay, and it actually right there. Oops. Does anybody have any questions at all? Thank you so much, Jeanette and Team TradeThirsty. I'm right on time too, as always. All right, thanks, and everybody have a great day. I'm here.
Options on the floor. Oh, you are.
I just muted
we'll
it.
take a couple of these. Does the signal occur at the time it reaches the buy price?
So the signal's going to be on the close of the 30-minute bar. So if there's a signal, it'll be on the close of the 30-minute bar. I never enter early. I always wait for the close of the bar.
Okay. Will the amount of the watch list that you have increase and decrease over time, or do you always have like that set number of rolling?
No, those are the core 22. Those are the core 22 stocks.
All right. Do you use the toss alert feature when the trade triggers?
You can set up a toss alert feature, and I think you can set up to get text messages to your phone every time a signal triggers.
All right. What's your stop loss based on?
Based on the other side of the cloud. So like an example in Autodesk, the stop loss is going to be on the other side of the cloud. So it's the width of the cloud plus 25%.
Got it. All right. How long will they get the weekly list? So that's like going to be in a member area, and you're saying it's a core list, right? So it
doesn't change.
It'll always be there.
Yeah, it's always going to be there.
Right. Okay. So it's a one-time fee, y'all, and I've seen the members area for this product. I've seen the resource area, and it's all very simple to follow. The links are in there, downloads are in there, the updates, the PDFs, all the stuff he's promised is all in there. Very easy to follow with some videos that'll help you do your installations. Okay, do the indicators show up only when a valid trade setup occurs? Thomas wants to know.
Yeah, it will only spit out trades that are based on this strategy. Like I said, it doesn't mean it's going to be a winner, but it will spit out a trade when this strategy triggers, yes.
Okay, all right. Do you have a video on how to get the text messages or alerts?
You'd have to call Thinkorswim.
Yeah, okay, we have to call them, okay. All right, somebody says, I never bought an indicator for TOS. Can I install the indicator in both live and paper trading mode in TOS?
It's actually a really good question. I don't think so. I know you can tell them you're going to open a live account, and then they'll give you like access to it. But you'd have to call them. But it comes with an install video too.
Okay. Right.
Literally as hands off as possible.
Let's do one more question. Do you also provide the strike prices or some guidance?
We were thinking about doing a mentoring session with how to trade weekly options using this. That is not something on the screen. It just tells you, you're up to the discretion if you want to sell put spreads, buy calls, but we might do a mentoring session on it.
Okay, all right. Somebody said, I think there's some confusion here. Somebody said, I bought your cloud course before. Is most of this included in your previous course? This is not a course. This is an indicator, guys. You're buying an indicator. There's download, instructions, videos on how to use it, the watch list, all that's in there. This is not a course. If you previously bought Andrew's Ichimoku course, that is not this. This is today's indicator day. This is an indicator. All right, Andrew. Go kick some butt somewhere else because you did a great job here today, buddy.
Thanks, darling.
And
we'll talk.
see you on the flip side.
All right.